All right. So, obviously, you could tell by the title of this video that it is about the pot stocks I'm buying this week and why. So, I've been accumulating since last week Aurora cannabis. If you're investing at all in this space, if you've been looking at all at these pot stocks, you already know about Aurora. I'm assuming if not, get out of under the rock and start doing some research. Aurora is nice and solid. The reason I'm looking at it is because it's been trading in this range here. You can see where these orange bars are. The price has been, it's come into the zone and it's bounced up and down from here. There's been actually a few times, three times for a solid push, making easy 20-30% gains. And I don't see why there is an opportunity for more gains. So I'm excited. I have here the range it's been trading in, and you can see that we're kind of on the lower end. I started buying more back in. I got lucky and I was able to get in around here this first time, and I was able to ride this up and average out to, I sold at an average of 1050, somewhere there, like 1053 or something. And that was nice. I want to try to do that again. And I see that price had come down. I started accumulating. I saw price started coming up and I was kind of pissed because I was like, damn, I didn't really buy as much as I wanted to. So I got a little worried, and luckily I got a break and it came back down. Now most people, that's like, they're like, what the hell, why wouldn't you want it to go up more? And it's because I believe fundamentally in this sector. I believe in this company. I believe that overall the marijuana industry is going to take over. It's going to kill the alcohol industry, and it's going to kill the cigarette industry, because it's kind of both in one. It's something that gets you buzzed and you smoke it. So it kind of knocks out the cigarettes and the alcohol, two in one. There's medical uses. It's better. And I'm going to go over all that detail, all that stuff on why I believe the overall sector will kill it in the long run. But for now, I'm talking about this week and what kind of my swing trade plan is on top of my long-term investing plan with these stocks. So as you can see here, we got the range. We're on the lower end, and I got lucky enough that it came back down and allowed me to accumulate some more stocks. This is the daily chart here, and I'm hoping that at like usually pre-market, there's some crazy stuff that can happen, and I have seen stocks like literally do some crazy thing where just in pre-market it'll shoot down and then like shoot back up, and then it was like nothing ever happened before pre-market. So I've been putting in orders that are in this area down here in case like Monday pre-market something crazy happens and prices shoots down. My orders get hit, they buy, and if not, even if price were to come down and stay there, I'm still happy because I want to buy at these lower levels. Now my goal is to continue buying. I'm already in averaging around this $6 area. I want to keep buying, as even if this goes up, I want to keep averaging in. I want to buy as low as possible. I'd rather buy on the pullbacks. So that's my plan as of now. You can see this green bar I put here, kind of outlining the trend that I see happening. You can see price came right up to this, pretty close to this bar before bouncing up and getting this engulfing candle back to the upside. So I'm hoping that before this Monday, I can accumulate a ton of shares around here and hopefully get as close as I can to $10,000 worth of shares in this area. Watch it bounce up, and I would love to get out. This time I don't want to get greedy, so I would be okay selling at the $10 area. If I had to start selling at the $9.50, that would be okay. I just don't want to get greedy this time. I'm not sure if it's going to necessarily get up here again to the $11.50 area. That would be very nice if it did fast enough before I get out. But I'm going to be honest, my plan is to get out around $10, which is actually like all the way down here. Why? Well, because it's still a good earnings and it's safe. I don't want to be greedy. Like, yes, I could definitely go for 11. That still looks pretty solid considering this, but no, I'm okay with 10. From 6 average to 10, that's like 40% increase. I'd be happy with that. So I think that's something that you guys should look out for. Again, of course, I am not a financial advisor. I am not telling you what to do. This is for educational purposes and just like for you guys to be entertained, just how I get entertained off of other YouTubers. So, yes, as far as technicals, this is what I'm looking at this week. Bounces off this lower end and off this trend line to continue. You can see the arrows I put in here, kind of showing more or less what I'm expecting, hopefully. And I'm hoping that this is what we get, something like this. Okay, so my biggest argument for the long-term reason I'm investing into pot stocks is because I have been a person that has consumed cannabis and I have consumed alcohol. And I can tell you from firsthand experience and from seeing other people under the influence of both, not at the same time. I'm talking about some people under the influence of alcohol, some people under the influence of weed or cannabis or whatever. And I can tell you from both perspectives, my own and seeing other people, it is so much better. Cannabis is so much, a million times, just like unquestionable amount of times better. In the respects that, one, when you're under a cannabis type of high, you're just more calm, you're relaxed, you're not aggravated, or there's people who become angry drunks. I've never heard of an angry high person. In fact, it has a stigma of making people like, very nice and cool and like, hell yeah, man, for out, So, shit, like, I know myself firsthand that it makes you a much calmer, more relaxed, more responsible person than someone who's like drunk and goes and gets a DUI and crashes and kills someone innocent, or a man who was just belligerent and beats his wife, or vice versa. Let's be fair here. There's just so much more good that comes out of like people consuming cannabis instead of consuming alcohol. Another very good point is that the withdrawal from alcohol is actually insane. It's worse than the withdrawal of heroin withdrawal. As crazy as that sounds. So check it out. Heroin is the most highly addictive substance, meaning that all it takes is a few times for you to try heroin and you could become hooked, like really hooked, like you're just full-blown addict. Usually with alcohol that doesn't happen. Usually for you to become an alcoholic, fully addicted to alcohol, it takes years and years of consuming alcohol and partying and just doing that repetitively. It's very rare where people just get hooked instantly to alcohol like they do on heroin or other drugs. Yet, the way alcohol and benzodiazepines, the way they alter your brain and the chemical imbalance in your brain, you can actually die from alcohol withdrawals. Let me repeat that. You can actually die from being an alcohol addict and not getting alcohol. Like if you're a full-blown addict and you don't taper yourself off, or you're not being medically watched and treated, you will die from going cold turkey and not having alcohol. Like you can die is what I'm saying. And that is scary. That is so bad and horrible. So let's go back to cannabis. The fact that for one, you can't even overdose off cannabis. We already know this. We know that you cannot physically do cannabis to the point in one sitting where you just die. No. You might get lung cancer down the line from smoking weed. That's possible. But I'm a believer that a lot of times it has more to do with your genetics. If you have a line of cancer, like the whole smoking giving you cancer, like, yes, that's very possible. I believe that. But I just think that it has more to do with your genetics and if you're kind of prone to getting cancer. So instant death from, direct death from withdrawal or overdose does not happen in cannabis. Yet in alcoholism and in other drugs, it does. You can instantly die from an over consumption or an overuse of the drug or alcohol. That is something to definitely consider. So when you consider these factors, when you consider the fact that cannabis has actual medical uses. It actually has things that take away pain and help with nausea, and they help with stigmatism, or what's the other thing I'm looking. There's all these other medical illnesses it treats. Glaucoma. There's all these things that helps and treats. If you can name one medical, I don't know, one medical treatment or one health benefit that alcohol has, I'll send you $100, because there is not one thing that alcohol does besides, like, I don't know, be a mild painkiller. Even for that, it's not an efficient drug. Like, if you're gonna use something for a painkiller, you might as well use something that is painkiller based. Like with this opiate based, basically. Other than that, it doesn't even come up to par. Like, there's no point of using alcohol. So it's very important to keep these things in mind as our world around us starts changing, and as us millennials who are going to be shaping the world around us in the years to come. I think it's important that we keep these things in mind and stay aware of the changes, stay aware of the things that are to come, and to just be realistic with everything. And not only will we be able to kind of go along life in a positive manner, but we'll be able to capitalize from all this. So I wanted to show this article right here where it talks about, do people really drink more when the economy tanks? And it says, a new study suggests that in hard economic times, people drink more alcohol. Intuitively, it makes sense, but the findings run counter to most previous research. So what this means is that in the past, it had been thought that during hard economic times, people drank less, and this is because they thought that people had less money, and they had they were going through a rough patch, that they would just consume less. But they were wrong. It's actually the opposite. During hard economic times, people actually consume more, and it makes sense to me. When people are kind of down and out and they want to escape the realities of life and the hardships, I can see why some people turn to drugs and alcohol. They wanna kind of patch it up and forget about it. So it makes sense that these types of phenomena kind of go hand in hand. And considering that we've been at the higher end in the market, in my opinion, I've been calling out the recession coming for the past year or two now. I've been saying that there's not much longer of these highs before it starts to turn around. I believe that by 2020 we will start to see the real market correction coming in, and when that happens, cannabis will be a lot more legal in a lot more states, and it's gonna have been, time will have lapsed since there was already some legalization, like in California and others, like states like, I think it's like Missouri, that allowed medical use. And by 2020, I presume that there might be a couple other states that allow it. Canada will have had some time now of legalization, and I will believe that when the market recession or correction happens, there's already going to be this cannabis in place legally that they could consume rather than consuming alcohol. And so this is something that I see being a good catalyst for these pot stocks, these companies that are going to be looking to extrapolate revenue from the market, especially the ones that are looking to take share from the alcohol market, because that's where a lot of the consumers are going to come from, is from the alcohol market and from the tobacco market. It says right here in an article, Pure Global Cannabis Inc., Pure, ticker symbol PRCNF, hires veteran from alcohol beverage industry as VP sales and marketing. So there's as you can see, like, again, there's cannabis companies stepping in. They're really putting in the work. They're really putting in the right foot forward to kind of start going out there and tackling and going heads up against these alcohol companies to really get that market share. And you can see that they're hiring people from the alcohol market because they have experience with this type of market and sector, which is the, the consumption, the getting high or getting drunk, or, I don't know what sector this would be. I guess lifestyle. This is a revolution happening within the markets. We will start to see these cannabis and pot companies coming in, pulling these talented people from alcohol companies, and they're going to start implementing these techniques and strategies where we will see the shift of alcohol consumption to cannabis consumption. Now, I am not saying that cannabis will take all the spotlight and that all of a sudden people will stop drinking. No, not at all. I just know that cannabis will take a big share, a big enough share to where we're a little early enough that we will be able to capitalize on the growth of the industry if you get in right now, which is around 2018, end of 2018. I've been in since 2017 personally. I just started making videos. I felt that, there needs to be more awareness of this. There's too much growth, too much good opportunity. And then on top of that, there's all the other good stuff like the medical use and all the other stuff that I previously mentioned in this video. Okay, so looking here at some of the numbers on Aurora, you can see that it currently runs at a market cap of $6 billion. It's currently at $6.40. Anything lower than $6.40, I'm going to be buying. Anything over $6, I'm going to start getting heavier. If it goes down to $5.80, $5.90, $5.70, I'm going to go in a lot heavier. If it were to somehow go down to $4, which I doubt, but I wish, I hope it does, I would be putting in like 60% of the cash that I have right now in Aurora, just because I believe in it, and I'm really looking for the growth to just keep coming out of the sector. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching the video, and if you like it, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like, and comment below what you did and didn't like, why you think I'm ugly, whatever the hell you want to say. And let me know what kind of videos you want to hear from me. I'm going to be just putting up whatever is on my mind, what's going on in my life, my finances, and all that shit. So if you're interested, stay tuned.